Hi, in this video I'll be showing you this. It's the Bosch WTW85470GB condenser dryer. Now it has an 8 kilogram load and it's what we call heat pump technology. So the main advantage of heat pump is it is a lot more energy efficient. I will cover that and show you the energy label a little bit later. But basically I've got it plugged in, and what I want to do is to show you around the dryer and to show you why you should think about purchasing one of these. So what I'll do here is I'll work along the control panel. I'll go from left to right, just show you everything about the dryer. So first of all, being a condenser dryer, all of the water needs to be stored somewhere. And what we've got here is the container on the left. And all you need to do is you just pull it out. And then you've got the section here, that's the hole where you basically go to a sink or outside and just empty the water out of that. And then once you've finished and you've got it empty, then push the drawer back in. And you've got the control dial in the middle. I must say I do like the design of these dryers. And what you'll notice, as soon as you turn it on, you've got this nice display on the right hand side. And I won't cover all of the programs, but this dryer uses something called sensor technology, and the main advantage of that is that when you put the clothes in, you don't have to guess how long everything will take to dry. The main advantage of sensor is when you put the clothes in, that it will take the guesswork out of it for you, and what it will do is it will spend a couple of minutes sensing the load and how moist the load is, and then it will come up with a time. So for example here, for example the cupboard dry, initially it says 3 hours 14. It doesn't often take that long, but what you do is when you put the clothes in, select the program and then press start at the end, and then after a couple of minutes that will change the time to how long it thinks it will need. And what it will do is it will adjust the time throughout the program. So what you might find is if it was say at 3 hours 14, it might jump up a couple of minutes or come down by 5-10 minutes during the load, because it's sensing the dampness. So we'll cover some of the programs. First of all, you've got the cottons on the right hand side here, and you've got Easy Care on the left. So with some of the cotton programs, you've got the Cupboard Dry Plus, Cupboard Dry, Iron Dry. And Iron Dry is basically if you were doing things like shirts or blouses, and if you want to take them out part way through, then what you do is you select it to Iron Dry, and that will leave everything slightly damp, and it gives you the opportunity to take those out. And if you want to, if you've got other things in there, then once that's finished, just turn it around to Cupboard Dry, and that will finish everything else off. You have got quite a few other programs. You have got some of the timed programs. So I know this is basically it's a sensor dryer, and what it will do is it will take the guesswork out of it for you. Some people still like to have the time program. So you've got the warm program and you've got the cold program at the bottom. And to change this, all you need to do is just press the button there, and it goes up in 10-minute increments. You can go up to 3 hours if you wanted to, but really what we'd normally recommend is I wouldn't really be fussed about these programs, just concentrate on the sensor programs. As you come around here, you have got the delicates and the woolen program. Clearly you're not going to do these for too long, and this is just a very quick program. You have got the Super Quick 40, so that's just really like a 40-minute program to finish things off. And then, as I say, you come round to the Easy Care programs. But that's just really to cover some of the programs. But I think what people tend to find, a lot of the time they will use these programs around the right hand side here. So I'll cover the options along here. First of all, you've got the fine adjust, and what this will do, sometimes if you have something that's drying, you might want it slightly drier. So what you can do is you can basically press that button and it just adds on extra time at the end, because what you can find if you're doing things like towels, you might want them a little bit drier than the dryer has selected. So this is really something that you try over time. You wouldn't really start using it from the word go. I've already covered the time dry. Finished in, this is the time delay. So what you can do is you can actually press that and you can delay the program for up to 24 hours. So if you've gone out or if you use economy 7 overnight, then that can be a really good feature to delay the program. And you've got the crease guard, and this is an excellent option. So if you have used the time delay, and if you've gone out, for example, and if you're not necessarily going to be back for when the program has finished, then the crease guard is an excellent option to use, because all this does is it will just rotate the drum, and what you'll find is you've got 60 minutes that it will do that for. So it's not drying at all. This is after the program is finished. What it will do is it'll actually rotate the drum every couple of minutes to stop the clothes creasing. So the first option is 60 minutes, and you've got 120 minutes. So for 2 hours after the program is finished, that will keep rotating the drum every now and then just to stop the creasing of the clothes, which is a great feature. You've got the reduced heat, so just turn that off. Yeah, you've got the low heat option. That's fairly self-explanatory. Then you've got the signal. So what you can do is you can have a signal at the end of the program, because you don't necessarily know when it's finished if you're out in another room, and you can turn that off if you want to. Then you've got the start and the pause at the end. And what you've got here, you have got a child lock. So to enable the child lock, press and hold your finger on 2 of those buttons, and the little key symbol will appear. And what that enables you to do is you can turn the program dial or press any of the buttons and nothing happens. This, you've got little fingers that like to press buttons and move dials. And to disable that, all you do is you press and hold these 2 buttons here. So that's the time dry and the finished in button for 3 seconds, and then that releases it, and you can carry on using it as normal. So the next thing to show you is the drum, and as I mentioned earlier, it is an 8 kilogram load. But what you will find in this model, and quite a few of the Bosch models actually, it does have a light inside. And as we open the door, as long as the machine is on, then you should hopefully have seen that we've got a light in here. And it is a little feature, but what you'll find, because it is a big drum in there, and you've got a nice big porthole to get everything in and out of, that sometimes you'll get the odd item of clothing that's at the back, and really by having the light in there, it just makes it so much easier to find where your clothes are. Just inside here, what's really nice is that we've got a metal door catch, and we've got the metal hinges. So these products are built to last. You've got the filter inside here, just in the door, and really it's recommended every time or every couple of times of drying to come and empty the filter. That is very, very important. Another thing this dryer has is something called a self-cleaning condenser unit. And on a normal tumble dryer, the condenser unit, which is normally located around here, has to be cleaned probably every 3 to 4 weeks, and that normally involves taking the condenser unit out, giving it a wash through, or getting a paintbrush and brushing it, and it can be a little bit time consuming to do it, and it is remembering to do it as well to maintain the performance. But what Bosch have given us here is something called a self-cleaning condenser unit, and the way it works is it actually uses water from the container here, so it's towards the end of the program. It will actually take the water, pump it through here, through the condenser unit, and then pump the water back up to the top, and any debris that's there, it will take back up with it. And really that is a fantastic design, and the main advantage is you don't have to worry about it, because it's a completely sealed unit. This is the energy label, and this shows how much electricity it uses. So as you can see on here, it is an A++ energy rating, which means it is very energy efficient. And what you'll find is it uses 232 kilowatt hours per annum. And if you compare that to other dryers around this price range, because this one at the moment is a very good price, then that's a really good energy rating. And what you'll find is if you compare it to other tumble dryers, that will use probably less than half the electricity of a normal condenser dryer. That's why the heat pump technology is really an excellent option now. So just to show you around the back of the tumble dryer, I know for most of you it won't be that relevant, but I just wanted to show you this. So you've got clearly the mains lead on the left hand side here. This is the pipe that connects up to the water tank, but what you do get is you do get this. This is a drain hose, and what you can do is if you didn't want to empty water out of the water tank at the top, then what you can do is you can remove this and just move that to the left, and then you'll install this. And as I say, this does actually come with it. So this is a drain hose, and if you have got a waste pipe, or if you've got a washing machine nearby where you've got an extra connection to the waste, then just connect this, and that saves you having to empty the water all the time. If you are thinking of purchasing one of these, then I have provided a link below to show you where to get one at a competitive price. I hope you've enjoyed this quick video on the Bosch WTW85470GB tumble dryer. Please give us a thumbs up on a YouTube video, leave any comments below and click subscribe. Thanks for watching.